10 children injured as explosion rocks Kaduna community. Gunmen open fire on vehicle, abduct man along airport road as police arrest 3 kidnappers in Abuja. High cost of living impacts Bauchi as Naira continues fall against dollar. On the foreign scene, 10 dead as Israeli strike hits residential building in Damascus. Hello there and welcome to the News Hour on Trust TV. I'm Sagir Ibrahim. Thanks for joining us. We'll begin the news tonight with security. There was tension in Kidandan village of Giwa local government area of Kaduna State as 10 children sustained injuries following an explosion there. The incident happened on Saturday afternoon when the children were said to be playing with an object found in the nearby bush. Well, sources said the object believed to be a bomb exploded suddenly. Pictures of the victims showed the children in blood as they were being attended to by some residents. They were later rushed to Shika Hospital in Zaria for treatment. The village head, Abubakar Umar Ruka, also confirmed the incident, saying he was trying to compile the names of the victims because the police had visited the community. Councillor representing Kidandan Ward, Abdullahi Ismail, who confirmed the incident, said the children picked the object in the bush where they went to fetch firewood. Right now, Trust TV reporter in Kaduna, Bello Musa, joins us on the News Hours to give more update. Bello, welcome to the News Hour. First of all, can you give us a recollection of what actually transpired, seeing that some of the information that we have is still quite sketchy?
Well, thank you very much. According to the villagers, what really happened was that some children went to the bush to get a firewood, and they found the object which they later brought to the community. And one of the boys insisted that he must open the object. And before you know it, the object exploded and injured the children. Most of them are now at the Shika Teaching Hospital in Zaria.
Okay, Bello, first of all, like he said, the village head mentioned that security operatives had visited the village and he was compiling the names of those who were affected. How far so far with that, and has the authorities released any statement regarding the issue at all?
Well, as we speak, there's not any official statement coming out from the state government with regards to the incident that happened at the Kidandan in your local government area of Kaduna State.
Okay, then, finally, what's the general mood in the community? And, of course, what's the current state of the victims who were unfortunately injured by this so-called explosive device?
Well, the mood of the community is people there's apprehension, actually, and the people are confused because this is the first time they are experiencing such an ugly incident. The condition of the children, they are receiving treatment at the Shika Teaching Hospital. Their condition is a very critical condition. I was with the State Police Command Public Relations Officer, ASP Muhammad Masur Hassan, a while ago, and the anti-bomb squad of the command were deployed to the community to ascertain whether the said device that exploded was really a bomb or something else. And the police say they are yet to ascertain whether the device was a bomb.
Okay, Bello, thank you so much for the update. We wish those who are affected quick recovery and, of course, headway to the security agencies. Bello, please stay safe as we reach out to you subsequently for more updates.
Thank you.
Yes, moving on to other stories as the search and investigation on the cause of Tuesday's blast in Bodija continues with the announcement of relief items for victims by both the state governor, Seyi Makinde, and President Bola Tinubu. Residents have continued to share their experiences in the blast with Trust TV. While many have called for severe sanctions for those found culpable, others are yet to recover from the aftermath of the blast.
As residents, of Ibadan still grapple with the unexpected explosion. Some of them have called on the state government to provide adequate support in the areas of feeding, accommodation, psychological support and rehabilitation to assist victims of the unfortunate incident.
The one woman that is inside that day just went out. Before she come back, everything happened.
Who is the woman?
She's my brother's wife. Doesn't see anybody. Just yes, don't see anybody to ask us where we are going to live. We don't see anybody.
So when we reach our house, my madam wife, he cut my leg. The house help. Maybe we just saw her yesterday, already died. So it's for our forerunner, RAV4, and my own Jeep, Ford Edge. That's how it happened.
The Commissioner for Health in Oyo State, Oluwaserimi Ajetumobi, said 77 people were injured with 5 deaths recorded, while some dismembered bodies were also found.
Some have had surgery. The woman that had fractured had had surgery and she's stable. In University College Hospital now, we have about 5 still on admission. Then at Redeemers, we have 6 on admission. And the director, I just left Redeemers to check on our patients. And the director said later today, 4 will be discharged.
Similarly, the State Emergency Response Head, Temitokwe Alonge, noted that recovery efforts on the 4th day saw the team picking up missing body parts and assured of safety in the affected area.
Working very hard to get to ground zero by Monday. Ground zero meaning we will have cleared off all the rubbles and taken away any hazardous waste that is at the site of the incident.
Meanwhile, Governor Seyi Makinde, while calling for calm and cooperation among the citizens, pledged to provide adequate shelter and sought the medical bills of the victims of the blast.
Also, let me use this opportunity to appeal to anyone still staying in any of the houses within 250 meters of ground zero to move out to government provided accommodation until we check the structural integrity of the buildings in this area. But at the same time, unscrupulous elements who may want to take advantage of this disaster to carry out any form of looting should be warned.
As many residents continue to ponder on the aftermath of the incident, some have said sanctions for erring minors and early detection will prevent such incidents in the future.
And there you have it, quite unfortunate scenes there in Ibadan. Moving on now, residents of Kuriga community located along the Kaduna-Birnin-Gwari highway were thrown into confusion as bandits killed a school principal, Idris Abu Sufyan, and kidnapped his wife and baby. Local sources reported that the bandits invaded Sufyan's house on Thursday night and shot him dead before whisking away his wife and son. A friend of the victim, Sabi Ugoyam, who confirmed the incident, shared pictures of the victims on his Facebook page. Another resident who prefers not to be mentioned described the death of the principal as disturbing, saying he was familiar with him in the village. There has been no official response from the police command on the incident. And barely 24 hours after gunmen raided an army estate at Kurudu on Thursday and whisked away a lawyer's wife and his mother-in-law, gunmen again attacked another resident along Airport Road, Abuja, after opening fire on his vehicle. The incident reportedly happened around 8:12 p.m. on Friday when the victim, identified as Abdullahi Sabo, was driving with his wife at Sabo Lugbe Airport Road. It was gathered that the gunmen inside an unmarked golf car opened fire and deflated the tires of the car and whisked away the occupant. One of the victim's neighbor, Daramola Joseph, in a telephone chat confirmed the abduction of the victim, adding that the victim's wife managed to escape. The FCT has seen an increase in cases of abductions in the past weeks, raising concerns about the safety of the nation's seat of power. And the recently launched Special Intervention Squad by the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun, against the alarming cases of kidnapping and other criminal activities in the nation's capital, Abuja, and its environment has arrested 16 suspects, including 3 Buhari-based kidnappers. A statement made available to newsmen in Abuja on Saturday by the Force Public Relations Officer, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, said the squad also recovered a significant arsenal of arms and ammunition, including a general-purpose machine gun. The Force PRO said the suspects were arrested at various locations through collaborative efforts with the Department of Force Intelligence Response Team, DFI-IRT, the FCT Command Anti-Violent Crime Section, Anti-Kidnapping Section, and other state commands of the Nigerian Police Force. He explained that the breakthrough was achieved following the recent launch of the Special Intervention Squad by the IGP and the fortification of the security landscape in the Federal Capital Territory. According to the statement, amongst the 16 suspects were 3 Buhari-based kidnappers: Idris Ishaku, a 27-year-old male; Bala Umar, 27-year-old male; and Dahiru Salisu, a male of 27 years, who have been responsible for a series of armed robbery cases and kidnappings in the Buhari Area Council and other parts of the Federal Capital Territory. Also, a police officer has been killed and 1 other injured after some bandits attacked police officers at their duty post at Saki Jiki village, Batari local government area of Kaduna State. Reports say the attack took place on Thursday at about 8 p.m. when they stormed the village deceptively dressed in hijabs. The police public relations officer, Abubakar Sadiq, also confirmed the attack in a statement on Friday, stating that the officers responded bravely and successfully repelled the attack. Katsina is one of the states in the northwestern region that is affected by banditry. Others are Zamfara, Kaduna, Kebbi, and Sokoto. A reporter in Katsina State, Abdullahi Yamadi, gives an update.
At the moment, I can say some residents of the community informed Trust TV that Bazari Local Council Chairman has visited the area and sympathized with the people of the village over the attack, where he pledged to remain committed in supporting security operatives until the bandits are defeated. So you can see still Batari happens to be one of the frontline local government areas which is ravaged by the activities of bandits. And of course, most of the communities of the local government have been ravaged, displaced, and mostly they are all farming communities. So there are a lot of issues there. And in other locations across Kaduna State, you understand that almost on daily basis, you receive a report of attack in communities of Damusa, Safana, Faskari Sabo, Dandimi, and some parts of other local government, all in Kaduna State, even though they are all frontline local government areas where activities of bandits have reached a significant level, where we can say it's unfortunate that despite all efforts being made, this issue of banditry continue to escalate, continue to persist, and we can understand that at the moment some of the communities are mobilizing themselves to confront this issue, and of course continue to synergize with security operatives to ensure that activities of banditry in Kaduna State is fully dealt with.
And the Taraba State Police Command says it foiled a kidnap attempt by kidnappers in Angwan Baraya Sarkin Dawaki ward near the Galadima of Muri Palace. According to the command, the gunmen engaged the police in a gun drill, with the police leading 4 of the assailants being neutralized as they attempted to abduct a warthead known as Ardo in the area. Here's the report.
According to some residents, areas mostly affected include the Jalingo Metropolitan Area, Primary Board Area, Takanaban, CBN Quarters, among other places. They also said under local government area, the bandits attacked Kunini, Garindogo and other places, while Euro Council area was also not spared as they attacked and abducted scores of residents. In Zing local government, residents said gunmen destroyed Munkin and Jereng among others, while they demolished Andami, Zelani and Usumanu areas of Karim Lamido local government area.
The chiefs, if they should come together and discuss this issue, I think it would at least soften this issue of insecurity.
Some religious leaders also decried the rate of destruction inflicted on communities by terrorists and called for concerted efforts from relevant stakeholders to address the menace.
But in our own case here, no major is taken. Don't be surprised, even you can find some security operatives even discussing these challenges openly among them. So there maybe the political class are the one who are not aware of it, or they don't have the political will to take the situation, to tackle the situation.
The imams, the church, the mosques must come together. Let me ask you, my brother. Now that we have 2 religions and we have this problem, something is wrong somewhere. It must be corrected.
Some traditional rulers applauded the efforts of the state government in addressing security challenges across the state, but however called for more to be done to free the state of insurgency.
We are not in war with anybody, so anybody want to fight us, we are getting. We ask them more to do more for us.
The Taraba Police Public Relations Officer, Abdullahi Usman, said while 3 of the kidnappers died on the spot, 2 corpses of the gunmen who fled the gunshot injuries were later found in the bush, adding that 23 of the attackers were arrested.
On receipt of this distress call, the Command CP deployed operatives of the Jalingo Division under the DPO. They respond immediately. With this swift response, they were able to rescue some of these victims, like the Ardo and 2 of his kids, his children. And on the process, we were able to gun down 2 of these kidnappers in the gun duel, where they have a kind of return fire, but because of firing power of the police officers in there, they were powered. 2 of them were gunned down. We succeeded in gunning down 2 of them. And at the time of the report, the Command CP also deployed more men of the anti-kidnapping, also the striking force. We are on manhunt to make sure that those that were kidnapped are rescued alive and returned to their families.
He sued for cooperation from residents in terms of information sharing to ensure that incidents of this nature are reduced to the barest minimum.
And still staying with Taraba, the command of the Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, has arrested 2 suspects over attempts to traffic 16 children. The suspects were arrested on Thursday at the Jalingo main motor park, with the 16 children heading to Benin in Edo State. The state NSCDC commandant, Adamu Salihu, told newsmen on Saturday in Jalingo that the suspects gave their names as Daniel Madin and Federation Marcus. Salihu said the victims aged between 10 and 16, comprising 5 girls and 11 boys, were taken from Zing and Bali local government areas of the state. The commandant said preliminary investigations revealed that the suspects were part of a bigger syndicate that specialized in trafficking underage children with the promise of a brighter future in Edo. He, however, said such children were often forced into dehumanizing jobs and the proceeds of such jobs confiscated from them by their handlers. Nigerians have continued to lament the continuous fall of the naira against the US dollar, saying the fall is exacerbating the already strained economy occasioned by the removal of fuel subsidy. Or Trust TV's Adamu Imam, who spoke with some Bauchi residents on the high cost of living currently facing Nigerians, reports that most of them are asking the managers of the economy to devise a means of halting the Naira's free fall against major currencies of the world. Here's this report.
At the close of trading on Friday, January 19, 2024, the official Naira to dollar rate was 890 Naira, while at the parallel market it went to as high as 1,315 per United States dollar. Abubakar Atahiru is a currency exchange agent for many years. He says the high exchange rate is affecting their business, hence the need to change market strategy.
It's the issue of corruption. Corruption in the sense that most of government official and bank management, there are a lot of things that they used to do that contribute to the failure of our economy and a lot of things. Only if
some of residents of Bauchi lamented that with official imports based on dollar rates, Nigerians will continue to suffer as long as the exchange rate stays high.
Today, you buy something. Tomorrow, if you go to the same market, it's another different price. So actually, we are not finding easy.
If you want to buy aluminum zinc now, go to the market and see. Tomorrow you see, if you see the one sheet of aluminum is 5,000 per square meter, and you see it tomorrow is 6,000 or 6,500. Look at how the market is fluctuating.
They brought the tomato from here to Lagos. They bought it here 40,000. Transportation is 60,000. So by the time you join it together, you see that if they are going to sell it, they must sell it to get a little things that they're going to eat.
They call for an economic rebirth driven by policies geared towards Naira stabilization and a shift from a dollarized economy. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
The cost of living. A group of apprentices in Gombe State says it is on a mission to keep the streets safe and motorbikes rolling by using their talents to address any electrical glitch in vehicles. This practice is not only helping the riders but also serving as a means of livelihood for the group. Hassan Kuli reports.
Under the street lights of Gombe, these apprentices are ready to address any electrical glitch that may hinder a rider's journey. From fixing fuses to igniting a sense of community, these street sparks are making a difference on two wheels. Their passion for the bikes and electrical systems drives them to offer on-the-spot solutions. We specialize in fixing electrical glitches on bikes and tricycles. While we work for our main employer during the day, we gather here to work in order to make additional income. It is passion we'll all share. These apprentices not only fix technical issues, but also build a sense of community as Okada riders appreciate the assistance. The services they are rendering to us at night are really helpful, because without them, I won't be able to work if I had any electrical issues. On the other hand, these young apprentices are solely dependent on the little earning here to support their life. This work helps me cover my school fees, feed myself and support others too. I am indeed grateful for what I am doing here. This is the unique story of apprentices who are taking their skills to the street, ensuring that every rider's journey is smooth and seamless. Hassan Koli, Trust TV News, Gombe.
You're watching the News Hour on Trust TV. Coming up shortly, we'll take a look at how delectable Chukwi cheese faces scarcity as the closure of the Nigerian-Niger border impacts its availability in the market. Was this and many more stories after the break. Stay with us. Thank you for staying with the News Hour on Trust TV. Here's a recap of our top stories. 10 children injured as explosion rocks Kaduna community. And gunmen opened fire on vehicle abduct man along airport road as police arrest 3 kidnappers in Abuja. Moving on to other stories now, residents of Kaduna State have been reacting to the verdict of the Supreme Court, which affirmed the election of Senator Ubasani as the validly elected governor of the state. Trust TV's Bello Musa, who spoke to the residents, reports that the stakeholders are divided in the response to Friday's verdict of the nation's top court.
The celebration that greeted the court's ruling of Friday was absent at the headquarters of the party in Kaduna State, as most chieftains of the party were in Abuja for the Supreme Court verdict. However, a handful were spotted when the news broke out in the metropolis.
I
lack the right words to express my joy because this is the outcome we were expecting.
I have nothing else to say than to thank God because the victory is ours. We are not happy because we expected justice from the court, but there is nothing we can do. However, it is a court verdict. There's nothing we can do. The People's Democratic Party, PDP, which is the strongest opposition in the state, as well as the civil society groups, also reacted to the Supreme Court verdict.
It reaffirmed our call that there is a need for a total overhauling of our judicial system.
Judgment so far coming out of from tribunal up to the Supreme Court has been so controversial, and you can see a lot of including analysts expressing various opinions about it.
In order to ensure a credible election in the state, in subsequent polls, representatives of the opposition party and civil society groups suggested ways.
The essence of democracy is about popular participation, and people participate in this through the periodic elections and other opportunity provided by the Constitution. So if at this critical stage where people will reward or punish political party for performing or otherwise, and then at the point where they decide to punish such political party, and the court will come and reverse their decision. So it actually negates that particular spirit. So
what is the way forward? For me, I think it's high time we should have e-voting. A holistic electronic voting is the answer to all the problems that we have witnessed.
On his part, the Kaduna State Governor Ubasani promised more development across the state.
Politics is over since May 29, when I won the election, when I was sworn in. Now, what is more important is to continue to push our rural transformation drive, because we have a lot of challenges, and I believe we need everyone, every citizen of Kaduna State who have something to offer, to join us in moving Kaduna State forward. That's what is more important now.
Despite the Supreme Court verdict, the street in Kaduna remained calm, with motorists and other residents going about their normal businesses. Bella Musa, Trust TV News, Kaduna.
And elections into the third tier of government in Borno State have been held. The council polls, which witnessed low voter turnout and devoid of violence, held this Saturday across the state. Trust TV's Bitrus Kuruti has more.
The capital city of Maiduguri at the early hours of the morning witnessed no vehicular movement but few pedestrians in most parts of the metropolis. The Saturday polls recorded low voter turnout at most polling units despite no restriction of movement in the capital. Some Maiduguri residents share their thoughts on the elections and expectations.
I haven't voted yet. Election officials arrived at about 9:30 a.m. I think people did not come out to vote because they felt their vote may not count. We came out to vote, but there was no polling unit. Nevertheless, we pray that those voted into office will be a blessing to all of us. I voted my choice candidate, and we hope that the outcome of the election is what we expressed in the ballot.
The governor of Borno State, while casting his ballot in Mafa local government, said the state electoral process will be enhanced and improved at the local level. Meanwhile, other key political stakeholders also exercised their franchise at various wards.
I advise chairmen and councillors that would be elected to work for the people and be very open-minded with them, because it will help build the reputation of the party.
Results of the poll are expected to be announced on Sunday. Bitrus Kuruti, Trust TV News, Maiduguri.
The National Agency for Food and Drug Administration and Control, NAFDAC, says it is investigating a viral social media post alleging that a woman fried plantain chips using oil adulterated with polythene. NAFDAC's resident media consultant, Shayo Akintola, in a statement on Saturday, explained that the agency was taking a science-based approach to verifying the claim before taking any action, and assured citizens of its commitment to safeguarding public health amid the disturbing allegation. According to the viral post, a woman allegedly melted about 5 pieces of olonka rubber, also known as polythene, into oil before grating plantain to make chips. According to NAFDAC, the post began circulating before the date the practice was supposedly observed, without indicating the geographical location, adding that it would conduct a necessary laboratory investigation into the claim. The statement advised citizens to only purchase goods from reputable sources while checking for NAFDAC registration numbers on product labels. It urged Nigerians to be wary of products with suspicious packaging, objectionable smell or color, as well as unrealistically low prices. To other stories now. Chukwi, a locally made cheese from camel or cow milk, is popular in some states in northern Nigeria bordering Niger Republic like Katsina. Chukwi is substantially imported from Niger Republic, though some insignificant percentage is processed and produced locally in northern Nigeria. The delicacy is, however, becoming increasingly scarce and expensive, with many people attributing this to the Niger border closure. Abdullahi Yamadi reports.
Chuku cheese, made from camel's milk, is rich in calories, protein, calcium, and fat. It is commonly consumed in states like Katsina, Sokoto, Zamfara, Kano, and Jigawa. Some eat chuku with dates to give a sweet taste.
The importance of taking chukwuida's cheese is very important in the benefit for those that wants to increase in weight. But for those that have already, they are obese or they have overweight, it's not advisable for them. So it's good to be taking it in order to have strong bone, strong teeth, and especially in children.
At the moment, this rich delicacy is gradually disappearing since the border closure as part of sanctions imposed on Niger Republic by the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, after military intervention in the country. Traders also attributed its scarcity to rising cost of production and inflation, coupled with continuous devaluation of the naira, making its price higher beyond the reach of the ordinary Nigerians who are to find what to eat. As it is at the moment, it is difficult to cross the borders to transact any business, and this is affecting businesses in both countries, not only Niger Republic. More so, our businesses are collapsing every day, and this is dangerous to the government and the people as well. The major difficulty we face is the exchange rate. The Nigerian currency is devaluing on daily basis. As such, it is difficult to predict what the price will be. At the moment, we have chuku for 500 up to 1,000 naira, which before now was sold at 350 or 400 naira. Chuku processing and production is a business with hundreds of people in the value chain, but with its already shrinking fortunes, many chuku traders have been made redundant, posing threats to their livelihood and the economic linkage between Nigeria and Niger Republic. Beyond that, the little chuku processed and produced in Kaduna is so insignificant to meet the market demand considering its numerous customers in Nigeria.
If the government can come to our rescue, two things they should do it in Nigeria. That is, they should raise the value of naira and so also reduce or cut the price of petrol.
Observers say if the rising inflation is allowed to continue, small businesses in Nigeria may collapse, a situation that poses danger to the sources of livelihood of the people and could be a security threat to the country. Abdullahi Ismayamadi, Trust Television News, Kaduna.
You're watching the news hour on Trust TV. More news coming on shortly.
Human beings know what is right. If they don't want to do what is right, they will give you 1,001 reasons why they are doing the wrong things.
They see themselves as conquerors, and other people have been conquered.
When the opposition and the press keep parroting that phrase, government has failed, but we will not be here, hold on, we will not be here, sitting down here, if government has failed.
There has been almost total collapse of the security outfit, and the terrorists are taking advantage of this.
On that, a country that has about 923 square kilometers of arable land, not more than 2.5% has been cultivated.
Of course, you, the Nigerian citizen, will also have your say via our phone-in numbers on your screen.
The issue of appointment in Nigeria has become more political than doing the right thing for the country.
Why did you develop this reputation as somebody who is difficult to work with?
I will tell the truth. No matter whose ox is worn, I will say exactly how it is.
This is why I actually sympathize with commissioners of nowadays. Where a commissioner sometimes is just a picture. You find somebody, even a cleaner and the governor's wife, can interfere with their abilities.
Even the ministers, there are very many who respected me, simply because I never complained about them. I never went to ask for a favor. Never.
So none of that has happened?
Nothing.
But if it hasn't happened, do you have hope that now another government coming in?
There is no hope.
So you've given up on politics?
I've given up. It's gone, it's gone.
Retrenchment from work is the most hated thing by unions. It's loss of job. Means that is loss of life, in fact, for civil servants at that time.
Nigeria's economy, Nigeria's security, Nigeria's intelligence, this is what the materials we were handling. And I thought government would be very interested.
The reasons why you adopted federalism is not because of finesse, not because you like it, it's because of its functional utility.
We started manufacturing leather since 1958. But the most important thing is that if the system is checked correctly, we won't have where we are now.
If somebody has depression, they may just be very irritable and unproductive in the office. So you find on average already about 1 in 4, 1 in 5 Nigerians already have a mental illness, a mental health condition that needs some form of attention.
No matter how good an economy is, if the federal government goes bust, believe me, everything in the economy is just a matter of time it will go bust. So first of all, about maybe slightly above, below 70% is in federal government securities.
If government has banned importation of fertilizer and states are doing it at the level of governance, but I believe that production and distribution of fertilizer should be left to the private sector.
This is the general multi-purpose card, and it has a chip here. So this chip is about 80 kilobytes. The one that you get from the bank for ATM is just 4 kilobytes. So this is like 20 times.
Thanks for staying with the News Hour. In business now, Nigeria's Senate President Godswill Akpabio says the nation's engineering sector is a catalyst that is capable of reshaping and revitalizing Nigeria's economy. The Senate President stated this at the investiture of the President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers, NSE. Trust TV's Abdurrahman Umar was at the investiture and now reports.
The Nigerian Society of Engineers, since its establishment in 1958, has strived as a society to significantly contribute its quota to the revitalization of Nigeria's economy through its programs and activities. The NSE, for the first time in its 66 years of its existence, is inaugurating its first female president in the person of Margaret Aina Oguntala.
Margaret Aina Oguntala.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
That I shall diligently.
That I shall diligently.
Perform my duties as the President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers.
Perform my duties as the President of the Nigerian Society of Engineers.
Nigeria's Senate President Godswill Akpabio, represented by the Deputy Senate President Jibrin Barrow, says Nigeria's engineering sector, if properly harnessed, has the potential of driving the nation's economy forward.
One area that demands our immediate attention is the enhancement of engineering education and training. We must strive to equip our engineers with necessary skills and knowledge to compete on a global scale. This can be achieved through partnerships with the educational institutions, industry leaders, and professional organizations. By fostering collaboration and knowledge sharing, we can ensure that our engineers are armed with the latest tools and techniques to tackle complex engineering problems.
Soon after her swearing in as the first female and 34th president of the NSE, Engineer Oguntala said the NSE has over the years been at the forefront of advocating for the Nigerian government to realize the impact of patronizing the nation's engineering manpower.
I see a sense of responsibility and unwavering belief in our collective potential. We begin a new chapter that is inclusive, innovative, and forward-thinking. Our mission is clear: to rebuild the NSE for the growth, empowerment, and advancement of engineering in Nigeria. Let us bridge divides, empower the youth, harness innovation, and advocate for the transformative power of engineering. As the President, I am prepared to be a servant leader, to lead from the work front and work tirelessly to achieve our shared goals.
Barrow further appealed to the NSE to call its members who are thriving in other countries to come home, especially now that Nigeria needs all hands on deck to move the nation's economy forward.
By the impact Nigerian engineers are making globally, our engineers are breaking new grounds and leading the way in technological innovation worldwide. The NSE should reach out to Nigerian engineers in diaspora and urge them to respond to the call in our anthem, Nigeria's call. Let them come home and share their skills with us.
The governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, says it is high time for governments at all levels in Nigeria to tap into the country's human resource talent to grow the economy.
There are things that
Please give them a round of applause
that are work in progress
as they walk up the stage.
as we speak. So we just need to deepen the engagement and the exposure of Nigerian.
The immediate past president of the NSC, Tasu Gidarudal, says engineers wherever they are have a moral responsibility of helping the country's economy to thrive.
Square peg in square holes. All we are asking the federal government and state government and all arms and the industry to put the right professionals in the right place. We engineers, we are so vast, we are in so many places.
Engineers' welfare as well as people-oriented policies that will ensure a conducive environment for Nigerian engineers to thrive while contributing for the nation's economy was re-echoed at the investiture program. Abdurrahman Umar, Trust TV News, Abuja.
And the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, says its Monetary Policy Committee will hold its first meeting under the tenure of Olayemi Cardoso as governor on Monday, February 26 and Tuesday, February 27, 2024. The announcement follows a two-day strategic session for members of the Monetary Policy Committee in preparation for the meeting in February. Confirming this in Abuja on Friday, the Acting Director, Corporate Communications Department of the CBN, Hakama Sidi Ali, disclosed that the session is aimed at brainstorming and engaging in an in-depth discussion about the committee's objectives. She revealed that the critical focus areas during the retreat included deliberations on the strategic plan to effect necessary improvements in the monetary policy transmission mechanism, while a calendar of meetings of the Monetary Policy Committee for 2024 published on the CBN's website indicates that the meeting have been scheduled for February, March, May, July, September and November 2024. And on the international scene, an Israeli strike on Damascus on Saturday killed at least 10 people, according to a war monitor. The British-based monitor, with a network of sources inside Syria, said the targeted neighborhood is known to be a high-security zone and home to leaders of Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps and pro-Iran Palestinian factions. The mid-morning strike, which caused a large plume of smoke to billow into the sky, was also reported by Syrian state media. An AFP correspondent at the scene said the destroyed building was cordoned off with ambulances, firefighters and Syrian Arab Red Crescent rescue teams all present at the site. Civil defense were busy searching for survivors under the rubble of the totally collapsed building, he said. The Mazar area is also home to the United Nations headquarters, embassies and restaurants. Also, 13 school children died in a dormitory fire in central China's Henan province, the official Xinhua news agency reported on Saturday. The blaze at the Yankai school in Henan Yanshipu village was reported to the local fire department at 11 p.m. on Friday night. Xinhua said 13 students were confirmed dead and 1 injured. A teacher at the school told state-run Hebei Daily that all victims were from the same third-grade class of 9 and 10-year-old. On Saturday evening, AFP journalists saw the area around the school cordoned off with more than a dozen police officers patrolling the scene. And in sports, since beating Senegal in Cairo in the 2019 final match, Algeria are yet to win a match at the Africa Cup of Nations. The no-win streak stretches to 5 on Saturday after escaping from defeat and drew 2-2 with Burkina Faso. Algeria scored a stoppage-time equalizer to escape defeat at the Africa Cup of Nations finals on Saturday in a 2-2 draw with Burkina Faso in Group D that spared the 2019 champions a major setback at the tournament. Algeria were Cup of Nations winners in 2019 but made a horror defense of their title in Cameroon 2 years ago, where they went home with a single point and in last place in their group and faced a similar scenario after drawing their opening game in the Ivory Coast against Angola. Also, Nigeria's under-20 Falconets have earned a place at this year's FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup finals after a brace by Okpeyemi Ajakaye eventually brought down hard-fighting Burundi in a final round, second leg encounter at the MKO Abiola Stadium on Saturday. This tallied to a 3-0 aggregate victory for Nigeria in the final round of the qualifying race in Africa. Falconets won the first leg 1-0 in Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, 6 days ago. First half ended goalless. The deadlock was broken in the 78th minute by Esther Ajakaye, who scored with an assist from Akekeromowe. Ajakaye scored the second goal on the dot of time to put the Falconets through to the final tournament in Colombia later this year. And that wraps up the news hour on Trust TV. Do well to follow us across all of our social platforms and join our live stream on YouTube for more news programs and documentaries. I'm Sagir Ibrahim. Good night.